How rare do you think it is for people to truly find the one true love? I'm going to guess maybe 5 to 7% of the world's population. That's my guess. Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon reviewing Together. So what's about? Pretty simple premise. You have a couple that's moving from the city in Washington to the country because Alison, Brie has a new job as a school teacher. Dave Franco is a 35-year-old rocker. He wants to be in a band, but as being 35 years old, is struggling. And now the relationship's kind of slowly falling apart just because of this. However, they go on a hike, fall down a hole, and they find this weird church thing, and they drink the water. Don't drink the water. And now shenanigans ensues, and what you see in the trailer about them just, zigzagging back and forth like a yo-yo, that if they are not together, they just go absolutely bonkers magnetically. So did I like this film? I thought it was a pretty interesting film. I know there's some controversy with some plagiarism with this film about a short story that came out like in 2022 or something like that, which is eye-rolling to me because a lot of people have identity or have different ideas that kind of can mean the same thing. I mean, there's plenty of body horror films that you could say copy other films and other movies copy other films. So doing that is kind of a silly thing in my opinion, especially with how many people are in the world, how many movies are made. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about this movie as a whole, and does it do its job? And I think it does, with the humor, the interesting scenarios in this film, some light of WTF moments, and I think it doesn't overstay its welcome because it knows what it's trying to do. It's to the point. It doesn't go in the lore category, which it really needs to, because I know some people are like, oh, I want to know the backstory about this church and things like that. Do you really need to know? All you really need to know is something is happening, and they're mashing themselves together. So, of course, since Dave Franco and Alison, I always want to say Alice. Alice and Brie, since they are a real-life couple, been married for, I think, 10-ish years, you can feel the chemistry in there through and throughout. There's really no other actors in this film. Yeah, you have the neighbor, which I totally forget his name. He's one of those actors which you see him, you're like, I know him, but you say the name, you're like, I don't know the name because I'm a bad person. But really, that is really it in this movie. 3 actors. They're saying this is a very low-budget movie. When doing research, it was between 15 and 20 million. So I can't say that's correct because when watching the Q&A after this screening, they were always talking about we have a low budget, 21 days, low budget. So this 15, 20 million I think is wrong. I know it sold for 17 million to Neon if I'm not mistaken. So that's a win-win for the director as being his first directorial debut. So how the movie looks is pretty good. This is filmed in Melbourne, Australia, which you can never guess. I assumed it was Washington or somewhere in the United States. But apparently it's cheaper to film in freaking Australia. So we need to fix our tax laws ASAP so we can bring more jobs back to America. But with that, I think it does a good job portraying and how it looks. Like, it's a fantastic looking film. It's acted well. It's written pretty well too, with the dry humor mixed with the comedy or mixed with the horror elements. I do think it mixes pretty damn well. Like I said, below the lines, I have nothing wrong with the script, the look of the film, the special effects, the practical effects look pretty damn good as well. It is hard to compare it to like movies like, Substance and things like that, because Substance probably had a way bigger budget for what it was trying to do. And here they don't really need to go in that bonkers territory like they did with the third act of The Substance. This was very much more of like arms getting meshed together, legs getting meshed together, and things like that. And I think it does its job well. When watching the trailer, though, I was expecting more bloodshed. But then hearing about the budget kind of makes sense that they just want to make it, kind of simplistic and to the point of, legs touching together, lips touching together, arms touching together, and kind of get that morphine aspect. Of course, they're going to save the best for last for the morphine-ism for the final, act of this movie, because you're going to have to do it because they show dogs morphine. You kind of see in the trailer that's going to happen. And there is a missing couple subplot about where they are at, and so they have to do that as well. And that's where I talk about the 5 to 7% of, even though you might have a couple or you're together, Are you really going to be together forever and make this perfect harmony? And this is where I think the movie does it right. With even the director said in the Q&A, if the movie went on a second too long, everything would fall apart in this movie. And he is not wrong, because how it does end, you're like, okay, that is some closure. It's not open-ended, because we're in that weird 45-second territory where if it stopped 45 seconds before, the audience would have been pissed as shit. But if it ended at like the 50-second or 46 to 50-second mark, people would be like, what, what? So I do appreciate to that level. I guess the only thing I'm really disappointed with is I was expecting more bonkersness. I was expecting just fucking ham shit. I like what they did with the practical, like, bending of bodies and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. But I don't know. Just watching the trailer and seeing other stuff that came out, especially with the substance, I was expecting, like, oh shit moments. But that's kind of my fault for going into the movie thinking I was going to get something like other movies I've seen in the past. So I only could blame myself for that, for having just the wrong state of mind going into this movie. But overall, together, I think it does its job for codependency, for the humor, for the acting, and for what the message is trying to say. It's not too much over the top. It's interesting. It kept me entertained. The pacing was good. I had a good time. So together, we'll receive a 4 out of 5 with Futons, which equals at 80%. So see the critics and user scores gave this one. So critics a 100% with 53 of them. Holy moly, I was not expecting that. I truly wasn't. Critic consensus, given an extra sinew of authenticity by the metatextual cast of Alison, Brie, and Dave Franco at the top of their game, together as a body horror that's as emotionally sticky as is memorably gnarly. And the guy's name, the third guy, is Damon Herriman. Yes. Other movies he is in is, let's see here. His newest ones, he was in Better Man. He was in The Bike Riders. He was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, The Nightingale. As you could say, he's in a lot of movies. Son of a Gun, 100 Bloody Acres, J. Ager, The Square, Candy, House of Wax. You get what I'm trying to say here. Anyway, 100% 80. Chase out here, the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. One more of these Futontopia. You Blue Futonians, thank you for watching. Have a great day. I don't care if you watch this today, tomorrow, a week from now, a month from now, a year from now. I love every single freaking one of you. Peace and love. Peace and love. And who is your perfect codependent partner? No clue.